I would like to ask for your help with by checking in with me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like this, it's as if the mind is tricking.
Yes. Mind is tricking what is trickable. The fact that if we feel tricked, we must make use of it. Because by being tricked, you come to expose that there's something that can easily be manipulated through the mind. And then at least you, then see how that comes about, then it can change. It is not sufficient to say the mind is tricking me. It is going to try and trick everybody, actually.
Yeah, because
it's whether we fall for the trick, you see?
Yeah, it is observed that maybe the mind is tricking, because I still feel, among other people, I still feel there's still a person that gets nervous.
Yes.
And also sometimes there's peace and joy and nothingness. And I don't know what is what.
Yes.
I actually am not sure if it's the mind that is creating those experiences or states, or
it cannot fully create anything without your approval. It can create and it can present it to you, and you may, accept or reject that. It cannot just, the mind, when we speak of mind in this way, it is a cooperation, it is a relationship. There's no mind by itself doing anything. Who is the mind speaking to? Who is the mind speaking to? Will the mind go and speak with Ramana Maharshi and say, listen, I know you're not feeling very well today. Maybe you've lost the self? No, why would not do it? Because there's no energy for him to do that. There's no place for him to do it. You see? It must be, if it comes to you, it's because somehow, it's in relationship to the sense of the person you think you are. So it will bring up something, that is to do with your inclination in personhood. This you must recognize, you see? And so again, it's true. It's asking me, did you make the right decision again? Because there's something inside me is indecisive. So he comes and he goes, you sure you made the right decision? Because if you are wrong, and you go, oh my God. You see, it can come like this. But you must not say that the mind come and make you fail. To be tempted is not a sin, they say. No? But to fall into the temptation becomes a sin. The thing can only check in with you, you see? And then, like I said before, even the greatest salesman in the world cannot sell you if you don't buy. It's fair enough to say. So if you take him to court and say, Your Majesty, he tricked me and I bought this a bottle of olive oil and he told me it was eau de cologne or something, and he tricked me. And so, he stole my money. And the judge says, how did he steal your money? Did he go in your pocket? No, Your Honor. I went in my pocket. But he made me believe that it was true. But it's not stealing. You allowed yourself, you got tricked. He's a very clever thief, but he's not stealing. He's a clever salesman, not stealing your money. You feel that that he tricked you and you lost your money. You see? So all these things to show you something, that wait a second, we wanted something from it, it didn't work out in your favor, You think, the mind, my mind, my mind. But he's showing you something. As long as you keep being the person that you think you are dealing with me, you're going to lose. And we should learn something from this. But wait a minute, but I can see this is not true. Then in a way you can even thank the mind. Say, without you, I would not have developed the necessary spiritual muscles to transcend the things that I was feeling weak about. It's a new way of looking. Is it relevant to say like this? Because we complain, oh, my mind, my mind, my mind. But the more wise you become, the less cunning the mind can get away with its play. We need it. You need the friction, the challenge, in order to whet your appetite to transcend something. We need a bit of trouble. We need to be challenged, because then you find the necessary strength to overcome something. The Master said also that it's almost impossible to realize the self without suffering. We will get tested and make some mistake and do tricked and so on, but grow from it and see, whoa, I can see this. As long as this tendency is there, my claim for freedom is not really genuine, because I see I keep going back into the neighborhood of the mind. You see, wanting something and saying that I want to be free. You see, it is not... Does it feel complicated, these things we talk about? I feel that the mind in its psychological significance is highly overrated. We give too much respect for that, and so little respect for what we really are. Seemingly not being able to be clear that the mind cannot do anything without you, in a sense, of this nature, you see. Like being tricked or being deceived and so on. I am only trying to get you out of the arena of fighting into the place of complete peace. When you recognize your true nature, you see, then you will not have to fight small fights with your mind. You may not even have to fight, in fact. Then perhaps the mind become your friend and servant. But we need it to give, otherwise we become complacent, fall asleep.
Because I can sit for long in meditation and get to kind of be at a place of peace, but it's like maybe it also feels like it's the mind creating a kind of numbness.
If peace is the result of practice, then you will probably not discover the true peace. You'll always have to practice. If the practice is simply to keep looking and to clarify, and to identify, to recognize that which is by its very nature peace, then the practicer will be no longer necessary. As I said, the one who begins self-inquiry will not finish self-inquiry, but will be finished by the self-inquiry. The seeker gets absorbed in the very finding. While we have the conviction of ourselves as the doer of actions and the thinker of thoughts, and as the person we take ourselves to be, we'll always be striving for something equally phenomenal as the prize we are pursuing. But if you follow and listen and observe, you'll find that you're in a field which is not physically so tangible, and yet it is irrefutable in your heart. You know it exists. It is not a form. Because it is not a form, all forms are perceivable in their true light. But it feels like to be free is a risk. But it's only a risk to the ego identity. Okay, now. Thank you. For one moment, don't believe in your questions. Don't believe your mind. Leave everything. Including even the idea you have of who you are. Don't be a container of concepts. Be entirely empty. You must experience this to trust it. Because there's a feeling that if you permit or allow yourself to be empty, it would be like becoming a fool or an invalid or useless. But such thoughts, they're only from the mind. They're not true. You must take the risk to prove this. And this is why I ask you, don't destroy the mind. You're not able to, because we are too involved in it. Therefore, I ask you only to suspend our engagement. Leave it aside for a moment. Be entirely empty. Don't hold on to anything. Put nothing in your pockets. And even the idea that there's a you putting everything apart, also leave this aside also. And pay attention fully to what is really here. Feel it, but fully. And see if there's any conflict in you. My endeavor is to guide you to experience what is the natural state. So that you experience that and can prove that this is. But then the doubt comes, yes, it's okay here because I'm on holiday. I've taken special time off for this. But can this be still relevant when I am back at work, have things to do? You see? Then find out. You must have sufficient trust at least to apply your attention to this. And I say this because this is my natural state. I would say like this, it's one natural state. And I find that everything you can do, everything that needs to be done, and not only this, but things which seem not needing to be done, you will see more clearly. But if we are still so much obsessed with doing and not doing, then it might feel a bit confusion may come. There must be sufficient grace, sufficient earnestness in you to put this to the test with faith and see. The experience you're finding. Okay. Thank you for today's satsang. And thank you. Okay, it's coming. How paradoxical, because, you know, even in our Western culture, that I can be sharing things like this with you. Many people in these days don't have much religious, spiritual training or background. And yet, in some way, the very quintessence of existence is being somehow explored with you. In a language and a style that is simple. And there are people who have been searching for a very, very long time to find that harmony, that clarity that is being presented here. And you have opportunities in abundance. So it's not only the availability, but the urge, you see, if it is there. For this, I am not responsible. If there is inside you the longing, and some people say, yes, I'm not sure if I've got the longing, but what to do? I have no judgments to make about it. The one who is thirsty will drink. I say sometimes we are like fishes dying of thirst in the ocean. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
In the name of the Father and of the Son, in the name of the Spirit, the Holy One, in the name of I long to see. In the name of the sinner I used to be, I come knocking at your door. I can't take it anymore. I come falling at your feet, and now your grace is upon me. Grace is upon me. Grace is upon me. In the name of my brother I turn to you. In the name of my sister that I never knew. In the name of my mother I walk away. And in the name of the other I have been saved. Why come knocking at your door? I can't take it anymore. I come falling at your feet, and now your grace is upon me. Grace is upon me. Grace is upon me. In the name of my Father and of my Son, in the name of the Spirit, the Holy One, in the name of my Savior, my Guruji, in the name of your silence, I come knocking at your door. I can't take it anymore. I come falling at your feet. Now your grace is upon me.
There's a few verses from the Avadhuta Gita. In one place, the sage is saying, one cannot even speak of something separate from the self. One cannot speak of what doesn't exist. How then can I speak, my dear friend, of similar or dissimilar? My nature is freedom. There's no Maya to me. I am neither free of nor bound by the senses. I follow no rules of should or should not. How then can I speak, my friend, of success or of failure? My nature is freedom. There is no Maya to me. Maya means delusion. I have never been either formless or with form. I have never had a beginning, middle, or end. How then can I speak, O friend, of youth or of old age? My nature is freedom. There is no Maya to me. I have never experienced death or deathlessness, nor evil or good. None of these opposites exist in me, my child. How then can I speak of impurity or purity? My nature is freedom. There is no Maya to me.